예전으로 돌아올 순 없겠니 제발 부탁해 힘들단 말야.
What is good, y'all? This is JV here, and today I got an album review for you guys. Really excited about this because this is basically the first album review I'm doing on this channel. I've done a number of them before on my other channel, but finally been able to find an album that suits, this channel, and I'm excited to get into it. So for you guys who are not familiar with how I do this, I usually just go track by track on my phone and let you guys know my quick thoughts on each song, and then towards the end, I'll give you guys my final thoughts on the album as a whole. Now, before I get into this, if you're not familiar with her, she is a Korean singer signed to JYP Entertainment. One half of the duo 15 and really enjoyed their debut solo project, or not solo project, but 15 and project Sugar. She dropped Hopeless Love sometime back, which was kind of her move on to the solo scene, and now we have her project 19 to 20. And I gotta say, if there's one thing I could do to summarize this project in one word, it would have to be maturity. She has grown so much as a vocalist in both terms of her writing ability, just that vocal performance, and in terms of just, how to craft that full project. I think she did a fantastic job conceptually, just crafting this album and showing the various sides of her. There's a sense of sensuality and depth to this album that I haven't heard from her before. So I really love this project. By far one of my favorite projects out of the Korean scene this year. So let's just start off. First track, we have Try. I spoke lightly on this on my reaction for that. So go check that out if you haven't thus far. Really love this one. I love the light guitar touches in there, the light percussion touches. It's your traditional, indie pop kind of sound to it. I love it. It's a nice bright intro, but again, it's not necessarily the climax of the album. It doesn't come out, firing from all cylinders. It's a nice warm beginning. It's sunny, it's bright. It's reminiscent of more of her previous material. So when you're walking into this album, you're getting that sense of familiarity. But then by the time we go into track 2, we got Young K there in the feature, who I believe is part of Day 6, another JYP group. And it completely, diverts. We're going straight into a house track on this one. I love the energy. Of course, y'all know I'm a big house fan, so as soon as I heard that instrumental start kicking in, and then that chorus is absolutely infectious, I was absolutely all over this track. Probably the one that I find myself revisiting the most. I don't know if it's my favorite yet. This is one of those albums where I like all the songs for different reasons. So yeah, this definitely is the most energetic moment of it, and then it brings us into Walkin' with Hashwan. I want to give a quick shout out to Hashwan. I've seen him do a number of features working with prominent names, and I've been a fan of his material for quite a while, and I like that, he's definitely riding that line of doing some real heavy, deep hip-hop cuts, but also appearing on a JYP project like this. So that's really dope. I love how kind of it pulls back that tempo, pulls back that impactful nature of the previous track, and we get something smoother here. It has those high impact points there on the percussion. It has a wave to it, and that's the best way I could describe it. That I absolutely love the vibe to this. It's a perfect center of the album vibe to it, and this definitely is when she gets to flex those sensual muscles of her vocals, man. I really enjoyed that. And then brings us to Answer, which I feel like is the climax of the album. And if you thought this previous track, Walkin', was sensual, this brings it to a whole nother level, man. This is, this song is passionate, it's impactful, it's emotional, it's sexy. I just absolutely love this track. And this, I'm so upset that this is not getting a music video, because it seems like they've already kind of moved on and started pushing other material. I wish we could have got more visuals from this album. Try is a great song, but there's just so many awesome moments from this record, so it's a real shame that they didn't get the opportunity to flesh this out a little bit more. And I know that not everybody gets a chance to check out full-length albums or has the resources to do so. So it really sucks when these songs can't get music videos, because that kind of gives it the extra push and exposure. And it would also help with album sales. But yeah, man, Answer is an absolutely beautiful song, man. The instrumental on this is just spectacular. I want to give Credit to all the producers on here, all the people who have writing credits. Obviously, you know, Jimin Park, you know, holds a majority of that writing there. And then we kind of cap the project off with To Him. Now, obviously, there's a 6-track, The Answer demo version. We'll get into that. But this is what I consider the official end to this mini album. You know, it's the 5th track. Answer obviously came out, you know, earlier on the project, and the demo version is just kind of stripped down version that I'll get into it. But To Him kind of ends off the album in a way that the rest of it didn't really touch. You getting a light soul kind of feel to it, you know, light R&B, but this is the lightest moment, and that's the best way I could describe it. The most airy, atmospheric vibe of the entire project. It's solemn, it's more emotional, and this is kind of climaxing her shift. I feel like from not, I wouldn't say immature, but definitely to a way more mature sound. And I feel like this is completely, you know, encapsulates the idea of this project, ending this project off, where like, this is where I am now, this is how much I've grown as a lyricist, this is how much I've grown as a vocalist. And this is a song that I don't necessarily think that she would have made a year and a half, 2 years back. So it's so dope to hear her be able to cap off a project like that. And then lastly, we have Answer, the demo version. You know, it's English. Vocals are a little bit more raw, mixed a little bit differently. But it was a cool little addition to the project. So 5 tracks, counting the 6th demo version. Love this project, man. Definitely probably my favorite JYP project this year. Top 5 K-pop projects of this year for sure. Such a big fan of Jimin Park, and I just want so much for her. And I'm hoping with this project that people can realize that she's definitely a force to be reckoned with in terms of the pop scene, but just, you know, in terms of that vocal ability and craftsmanship behind her music and you know, her beat selection and all that. I think they did a fantastic job on this project, and there's a layer of depth to this and concept, and if you break down and you go check out the lyrics, man, there's just the layer of just emotion behind it is just something that I don't necessarily see a lot from the K-pop scene, and not something necessarily I expected from the other half of 15 and as much as I love Yerin and Park Jimin the most. There's not something I necessarily expected from one of them. So I went in here thinking, you know, I'm gonna get a nice, you know, fun little pop album, and I was absolutely blown away. So if you're a fan of K-pop, if you're a JYP fan, I can't recommend this project enough. Definitely go check this out, and she's definitely on my top 10 female artists out of Korea right now. For a while now, she's cemented in there with this project, and I have very high hopes for the future. Curious as to what y'all thought about the project, so in the comment section below, let me know what you thought about the songs. What was your favorite song? What do you think about her? Would you like more visuals from it? What do you think about, you know, JYP's marketing strategy with this? I wish she got a little bit more airtime, me personally. But till next time, this is JV. I love you guys. Bye.